Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel for a whole new video. And today's video I'm going to be telling you about the most, to me, iconic makeup products that I cannot stop reaching for. So if you want to see what they are, then keep on watching. Now, I've moved a little bit to the side because I'm going to be lifting up products that get a little bit big and I don't want them covering my face. So for the first iconic of all iconic products is this one. This is Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade and this is in the shade Taupe. This is like the most amazing thing for brows. I think if you're a beginner for brows, this is actually one of the best things that you can use because it's so versatile. You can literally create any type of brow with this. I feel like pencils genuinely cost a little bit less, yes, but for this you're throwing yourself in at the deep end. You can work with anything if you learn to work with this, so iconic. For my next product, I'm going to be talking about this right here. This is a newish product to the UK, but I've been using this for maybe 6 months, and this is the e.l.f. brow pencil. So this is for when I don't really want to use like my expensive Anastasia and say I'm maybe just going like to the shops or somewhere out. I'll use this. I'm actually using this right now for this video, and it's just like one of my favourite brow pencils to reach for recently. This is in the shade Dark Brown, which I don't know if they even have like a wide range. Whenever I've seen them in the shops, it's only like 2 or 3 colours, and this was actually the only one they had, so I'm lucky that it even matches. I love this because it has quite a thick head, but it's actually really easy to draw in. I'm just looking in the mirror and kind of filling it in above my brow. And I don't know, I just like really love it. I love the consistency. It doesn't feel sticky. It's got a little spoolie on the hand, which most of them have, but I don't know, this is the one I seem to be reaching for the most, so it's definitely one of my favourites. So if you haven't tried it, then check it out. For my next product, still on brows, but it is the last one for brows, and the label has scratched off, which actually happens with the packaging. I'm not really sure what that's about, but this is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I have tried many brow gels, and this one just always seems to be the one that I go back to. It's just one of my favourites. It kind of gives the brows like a wet look, and it just brings some life back into them. I feel like after using so much powder like blush and bronzer and setting powders, your brows just kind of become a little bit cakey. This just brings them back to life. So it's one of my favourites. Moving on to the face, one of my favourite concealers at the moment is this one right here. This is the Fast Base Concealer by Makeup Revolution. This is in the shade C1. I've used this in quite a few of my videos, and it was actually in one of my kind of first impression videos a few back. If you're looking for that video, it's not called First Impressions, but it's in one of them, so you're just going to have to watch them all. But I love this. I love this so much. At first, which if you've seen that video I'm talking about, you'll know that I wasn't really sure about the sponge applicator because I'm not really like a huge fan of sponge applicators. I think that they're just kind of crappy, but this one is actually usable, and I actually find myself blending the concealer out. Sometimes I may not do always go in with my miracle sponge by Real Techniques, but as a really good sponge if you're on the go and you somehow forget your other sponge. But I love the consistency of this. This is a full coverage concealer. It's really comfortable. It doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't mix with setting powders, which I know a lot of concealers can sometimes do, especially on me. And for the price of it, you can't really complain. The next product that I'm going to be talking about is this one right here. This is by The Ordinary, and it is their silicone primer. Now, I'm one of those people that I'm like, listen, do primers really work unless it's a pore filler? Pore fillers always work for me, and Angel Veil by NYX is also one of my favourite primers. But this one right here, ooh, this one right here is one of my favourites recently. I've always been reaching for this, and I think it's because it's silicone and it's so slick and comfortable that when I'm putting it on my face, it just feels like it's gliding on without any effort to like try and blend it in. I know that I did just mention the NYX Angel Veil primer being one of my favourites, but I do feel like you have to work that a little bit harder to blend it in, otherwise it can leave like white marks. Still an amazing primer for when you get it actually blended into your skin, but this one is just like effortless. It keeps my makeup on, I think, but it definitely makes me feel comfortable, which is why I use it. That kind of like triumphs keeping the makeup on if you ask me, because that's what setting powder's for. My next product that I'm going to be talking about is this one right here. This is by Maybelline and it is their Super Stay 24 Hour Full Coverage Foundation, and this quickly became one of my favourites. But the reason I think it became one of my favourites is because it's actually like one of my other favourite foundations, the L'Oreal Paris. Now the only reason that I've been reaching for this recently a little bit more than the L'Oreal Paris one is because I'm trying to try out different foundations, and I've obviously found one that's like identical, so that's why. But this is a brilliant foundation. I've heard a lot of good things about it and they're all right. So if you haven't tried this, try it for your skin. I know that for me, I am dry in the same parts I am very oily, so I have combination skin, so I don't really know how it will work with people with just dry skin or just oily skin. But if you're combination, this will work for you, so that's a keeper. Another product that I've been loving recently is this one right here. This is by NYX and it is their matte bronzer. This I bought and I wasn't really sure about. This is what it looks like. It's just one giant big pan. The reason I got this is because I love the Morphe 9C palette. Now the 9C palette has like lots of different highlight and contour shades and a really crappy highlight shade, like it's not blending at all. But basically I'd used up all my favourite one and I was left with all these other shades and I was like, well, those really aren't my shades, but I kind of feel like I need to use them, but I don't want to look crap, you know what I mean? Like trying to like save money, but at the same time look amazing. So I seen this and for the price it wasn't too bad. I think it was like, I don't know, I want to say it was no more than £10, which is like $11. I think it was a little less than that actually, but for a big pan of just like my one shade that I love, I couldn't argue with that. It's like the perfect balance between a warm taupey colour, but it's got a rosy tint through it, and it's like the perfect shade for someone who is as pale as me. That's actually what I'm wearing today, so if you guys like this kind of soft contour without it being like really harsh, it's this one right here. And it's quickly became one of my favourites. I seem to be using it all the time. One of my ultimate favourite products ever, which I will continuously talk about, is this right here. This is the Goddess of Love Makeup Revolution Heart Highlighters, and this right here is the pink one. So they don't really have names, or there's so much writing on the back that I can't even tell. I think this one is called Goddess of Love and the rest of them have different names, but these are one of my favourite highlights. I'm wearing that in today's video as well. As I said, it's one of my favourites. For the price of this, you can't really argue because it is like £5, which I want to say like $6. Not really sure on that kind of conversion there, but just go with it. But basically, this highlight reminds me of the Anastasia Aurora Glow Kit, the Lyra one, the like peachy pink shade. One of my favourites, but it's so expensive that sometimes I'm kind of like, do I want to use it? Because it's like so expensive and when will I ever get it again? So this one right here being so affordable actually is one of my favourites, and I don't know if I like it better. I think the Anastasia one is more sparkly and this one is more pink, but any pink highlight gets me. Now I've tried other Makeup Revolution highlighters and they've all been good, like they've been good for the price, but for me this one is just, it blows every other one out the water. Like I have never found another drugstore highlight that is as good as this one. It is the like ultimate best highlight, and they come in all different shades if you're not like a big fan of the pink highlight. But yeah, I highly suggest trying them out. For my next product, I'm going to be talking about setting the face, and I'm going to be using this. This in every video is the one that I use. This is RCMA. This is meant for like baking, and I'm very well aware. But for me, I am so oily and dry, as I spoke about, on like combination skin, that whenever I use a foundation powder and like pack it all on over wet foundation, I feel like it starts to sometimes mix with it and create like a thick paste, whereas this right here keeps my makeup on all day and is translucent, so you can't really even see it. Sometimes I feel like with pressed powdered foundations, they leave a little bit of a tint, as well as I started approaching a point where I was using the Maybelline Fit Me powder foundation, and all of my makeup kept coming off of my nose and I couldn't understand why. So I switched back to using this and I've not stopped since. It just keeps my makeup in place all day long and it's only like £10, which, oh my god, this lasts you forever. Like this will last you forever. Talking about setting the face, I have been loving this right here. This is the Shake and Glow by L'Oreal Paris, and this is just, oh, it's so good. It's like, I kind of opened it up and looked inside it. It is quite gel-like, which I was really surprised about. I thought it was just going to be like nice scented water, like a setting spray, like it's keeping your makeup on, yeah. But this actually does a really good job of refreshing your face. I don't know if it keeps your makeup on, but it makes me feel refreshed, and you're never going to be able to see it, but up close, I should also mention that it smells amazing. Like, it smells so good. I would wear this as like a perfume, but it smells so good. Don't taste as nice, but that's okay. Everybody has an issue. So I don't know, you guys would never be able to see it, but like up close, it has tiny little micro sparkles in it. So I guess that's how it's making your skin look nice and refreshed and hydrated from like within, because these little sparkles are attracting the light and it's ricocheting off you. So yeah, this is one of my favourites. I love the bottle. Anything pink is like my vibe, so that's been one of my favourites recently. Moving on to eyes, I'm going to be talking about one of the most iconic palettes of all time, or for me anyway, for my time in makeup, and it's this one right here. This is by Morphe. I think I'm the only person on the internet not to have like a Morphe code, so sorry about it, but this is my real opinion on them. This is the 350 matte palette. Now this palette here has every single dark shade that you can imagine in it. This is what it looks like on the inside. So as you can see, I've hit pan on a few, and I did drop it and this one broke, but that's okay. I mean, I'm probably going to hit pan on it anyway, just like that. This, it just has like every single shade of brown that you need. Now, some people would be like, that's really boring, but for me, I don't know, this palette has become so handy whenever I do like crazy Halloween looks, whenever I just want a really soft, subtle look. I mean, you could also probably use this palette as contour, and I've never really tried it, but I mean, I'm down for anything. But yeah, I don't know, I just love this palette. I find myself reaching for it so many times. The price is really affordable. It is Morphe, so you know it's really good quality shadows, and this was actually one of my first palettes that I ever bought. So I remember back when I started makeup, I never really trusted myself with expensive makeup. So I taught myself makeup using Poundland makeup, which is like the UK equivalent to Dollar Tree. But as soon as I was able to get a palette like this, I just like cherished it and loved it so much that I guess that's probably why it's one of my favourites, and I reach for it a lot. Sticking with the eyes, one of my favourite things to do, which I'm actually doing it in this video right now, I don't really wear lashes that often. Like, I just kind of feel like lashes are very dramatic, and sometimes I just want a nice, plain, soft, simple eye look. So this right here is by W7, and it's called It's Brown, Really Brown Mascara. If you're anything like me and your lashes come in blonde, it can be really difficult to put mascara on and get it all the way up to the root. It just never seems to coat, especially with a black. I think that it's just so obvious, and sometimes you can get all the way and it fades from blonde to black and it's just like obvious. So for me, I love using a brown mascara. I think that it just like ties in somewhere between the black, the blonde, and I don't know, it just makes like a nice natural look. As you can see, this has added quite a bit of length, and I love it. The only thing that I will say about this mascara is if you cry with this on, or if you take a nap, which I know you're not meant to do, but even if it's just for like an hour, you will wake up and have panda eyes. They will literally be so black all the way around because, well, brown. It will be brown all the way around, and not in a cute way. It will literally be brown smudges all the way around. Totally unfixable, so you've been warned, it's not waterproof. Moving on to my last product, I'm going to be talking about lips, and I'm going to be talking about this product because I want to give this one a chance. So this right here is by CoverGirl, and this is their lipstick in the shade 230. And I don't know, when I bought this, I was kind of like, it's not really like what I thought it would be. I thought it'd be like a cute matte, but it's like, I don't know, I don't know, like it was very, at first I thought, oh my god, it's very Vaseline-y, it's kind of crappy. I didn't really waste that much money on it. But honestly, like the other day I used a lipstick that kind of was darker than what I expected, and I put this just over the top in the middle and kind of blended it out like what I just done there on camera. And I don't know, like it's kind of one of my favourites. Like I'm reaching for it all the time to lighten deeper, darker lipsticks. And sometimes, like today where I'm just wearing a lip liner, I like to just tap this all the way along in the middle, and I don't know, it just makes my lips look bigger, hydrated. It smells like really good. I've got some on my fingers because I was just tapping. It smells like, if you smell it too long, it smells kind of Play-Doh like, but it smells like shea butter and coconut butter, like really, really comforting. I don't know, I'm loving it. I'm loving it so far. So first impressions, second impression, love it. So it's one of my favourites now. So guys, that is it for my ultimate favourite, always iconic products. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I've never really seen it done before on YouTube. So I thought I would share with you guys products that might have not been new releases, but are still amazing. And I kind of feel like the beauty gurus on YouTube kind of have this theme where, oh my god, it did not come out in the past month, so I'm not going to use it again, unless it's like a product that is like really, really expensive. And I don't know about you guys, but I cherish my makeup. When I find a good product, no matter what the price is, I'm going to love it anyway. So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up. It would help me out so much. And if you haven't yet already, then subscribe, because why not? It would be amazing if you were part of my family. We are growing here on YouTube, and I want you to become part of it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!
And I never wanted to know